talking at you. Well, here we are, episode 6, made it past the 5th, which did very well. I will have to do more interviews. I'm going to start off with video games, stuff may have screwed us up in our past, still screwing us up. I'm from the original NES era. I even got a little bit of Atari in there. I'm sure we all know Mario. I mean, everybody down to a 5-year-old knows Mario right now. But we know the real Mario, Mario World, back when it was the game. It caused a lot of stress for people, and it still does. But yeah, that damn Mario. He kept me up very late sometimes, and that level 8 castle, I tell you what, I still have nightmares of that never-ending level, and I still don't get through it in the first time. But yeah, that game, you got, what's that, Zelda? Those are always good ones. That one wasn't so bad, because its music was pretty soothing. I can remember original Mario was more of just difficult. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't like a whole lot of stress moments other than the fact you just got pissed off because you couldn't get past something. I didn't really get too stressed out with Mario's till the second one. That's when it really started getting crazy. You get into those airships and the P-switch and the star, all these things that is like instant hyper mode once you click the button. It's like you're playing, all of a sudden, boom, I got Thailand. I got to beat this time switch till all these coins are collected. And if I don't, I'm not going to make it. And I got to get to the end, but the timer goes off. All this stuff is like, this is what molded our minds. This is why we have anxiety and ADHD. It's not from the vaccines. It's not from whatever we got when we were a kid. Chickenpox shots, all that stuff. But I believe a lot of it is these games. Because, you have those, you have, Metal Gear wasn't too bad, but then you got, Contra. I think that was the one with the big long code, so we had to memorize that. Who knows what we replaced to memorize that code then? A, B, A, B, left, right, up, down. Oh my God, I think I might actually know it. I blame more our own doing what screwed us up. Maybe our parents shouldn't let us play all those games, but it was fun. And Duck Hunt, you gotta hate that game. I mean, anybody that religiously played that game, it was annoying. I mean, you got this gun. I mean, you hold it at the screen, you still can't shoot the damn duck. I mean, you hold it on the screen, you can't shoot the damn duck. So that was enough to stress anybody out. And it really would have been nice to give you more options to shoot the dog. At least that would have got rid of some stress. Did I mention Ninja Turtles? That's another one. I don't think that one even had a save on it. So you had to play nonstop, which is so frustrating. You leave it paused, mom comes through, turns it off, like, Mom! And then it's just like you feel defeated. Start over the next day. I was a kid that I tried to beat the game as fast as I could, which really pissed off my grandma. My grandma always got me new games, which I was spoiled apparently. Then I beat them within 2 days. Even rentals. It's like those you have to beat fast because you got to return them. Games take a toll on a kid's mind. Now the newer ones, they got so many save options and they're really not like what we had. The Black Ops are cool, but still, it's like you never really get to the point, other than some people get like, there's actually PTSD for those games, I guess. They're not going to understand our battle. And if that wasn't bad enough, just dealing with the games, you got making the system work. I don't know. I think it's mostly our age group that listen to podcasts. I don't know if kids much listen to them, but that NES, that you had to be like an engineer of your own just to figure it out. Like everybody had their system. It was the same basic order of what you had to do, just had a different way of doing it. Like you had to, like mine, I had to blow in a cartridge, put it in on the very edge where it kind of rubs, and then click it down once, and then push the power button. And then if that didn't work, you had to pull it back out, blow on it again, put it in there with the power on, and then push it down very gently until the screen came on. Now, you can imagine how frustrating that is, especially when you do all that, pause the game, and your mom turns it off. Not cool. So that stress is alone horrible. And then what comes out? They come out with a cleaning kit. Now that, we're thinking, oh, hell, we got this figured out now. So then we have to become damn near chemists. It's like a 3-part chemical system. You take this swab, you dip in the cleaner, rub that down, let it dry, bring this other chemical, wipe that on there, dry it, and then blow on the inside again because you just got to do that. And then put it together, and then guess what? Blinking screen. You son of a bitch. Doesn't work. Never did work. So These kids nowadays, they're not going to understand. You just download your game. You don't even load a disc anymore on a lot of these things. So this is why we're stressed out as parents. That's why our kids don't understand us, can't figure out why we're always on edge. It's because we damn near had to be on edge through our entire childhood just to make things we wanted to do work. That was our technology. So they should be thanking us that our sacrifices got them to where they're at today with all their phones and shit. And speaking of phones, now, right when we're thinking, okay, we're in our 30s, we're 40s, we're fine, we can handle this stuff now, you hear a ringtone. And what ringtone? Mario or Zelda. You hear it. And all of a sudden, everything stops. The panic sets in. You have to just listen, and you have to, you almost have to find out who's listening to this to see if they're worth yelling at because they don't understand, or say, cool music, I like it. But yeah, you will hear the song if you've played these games, and you will get a slight panic twitch to you, and it's there. It's real. It is in our minds. So, there's something serious about it. It does mess you up. I'm going to go back towards the game experiences, because as I talk about this, I think about things that just get me all worked up. Like when you're in the Mario swim scenes, any of the swim scenes, they play these songs like it's so soothing. You're swimming along, and then all of a sudden these fish come out of nowhere. You're going up and down, and it's still playing this soothing music. So it's like messing with your emotions. Like 1 minute you're relaxed, and all of a sudden you're stressed out trying to survive at the same time. So that's got to have something that they're doing something to our minds with that music. And then you got Bowser. His music's not too bad. The intensity of what our minds go through just to play a simple video game. I don't know if it was just the 8-bit music, which is probably what it was. It's not like now. Now it's just like normal songs, normal music. So it doesn't, I don't know, maybe it doesn't like register as much because you're just kind of playing through sounds. Now as an adult, I don't know if I just got bored of games or bored of the hunt or whatever it was, but I still play them. I just don't care if I beat them or if I play them all the way through or if I even play them very long. I just like to play for a certain point just to relieve stress, and then I'm done. I played Black Ops and all those, and then I tried to go online and got schooled by like 8-year-olds swearing at me, so it's like that was done. And then racing games, I thought it was awesome until I go online. Online sucks. If you're anybody that sucks at games, which I thought I was always good. But yeah, you go online, you're thinking, man, I got this, and you get destroyed by kids. So that ruins it for me. GTA 5, that's one I like to play. Now I can go on there, I can blow people up, I can shoot people, I can run my car into a building, I can steal another car, do whatever the hell I want. Now that's a beautiful game, because you don't have to do anything important. You can put that thing on mute, you can listen to music, you can do whatever you want. It's perfect. If you come home and you've had a hard day at work and you just want to shoot somebody in the face, there you go. So maybe that's the root of all our violence problems. Just go do more violence on the video games and then leave it at that. Probably not. That's probably what causes it. Who knows? Yeah, games have changed. I think I still like to be where I'm at versus what these kids go through nowadays. I can't even imagine the battles of online stress, but I'm not going to get into that on this episode. That's a whole nother thing to talk about. Now, maybe video games weren't your thing growing up, and it was comic books. Kind of the same idea. It's not so much stressful, but it can take over your mind. So, you're reading comics, you're getting into character, you actually start thinking about these characters like that's real life. Like this is the only thing you think and talk about. They're out there. I'm probably secretly one. I never got much into comic books other than just the character. I like Superman. That's my guy, my character. I think why have a bunch of different characters when you can just put it all into one? He does everything. He's the main guy, which that's another episode. We could talk Superman talk all day too. So if you get so into it that it takes over your mind, that's screwing you up. You got to have time to decompress and get back to reality. And there's nothing wrong with having that. It does help occupy the bad thoughts. Just dial it in. Like you can have conversations, like just normal conversations. If I get into it, I have debates, who could beat who. I'm always Superman. Like I said, I'm going to always go with Superman because he does it all. So if someone says, well, what about Thor? Now that gets heated because they're both aliens. Technically, I think Thor's an alien. He's not from Earth. They both have powers that are real similar. And Thor, he's got that hammer, but apparently Superman would be able to hold a hammer maybe? I don't know. I mean, Captain America can hold a hammer. Why the hell can't Superman? But then you're going to say Superman was on Earth, so he's been corrupted. But then again, so is Captain America. See? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. See? You get talking about it. It's in my mind. I'm going to stop now. We're not talking about that anymore. At least not until another episode. Other damaging things in our childhood, my childhood. This one's going back a bit. Garbage Pail Kids. Now, anybody that grew up with these things probably has their favorite ones. They remember certain ones. But they were the most terrifying, disgusting, horrible things little kids would ever look at. I mean, it's just bad. I mean, they got gore, they got puke, they got just horrible things going on. And we collected them all. I mean, our parents let us have them. I don't know. Our parents were different back then. These are things that should never have happened when we were growing up. But they did, and now we are the way we are. And here we are talking about it. Obviously scarred. You're listening, I'm talking, we're reminiscing about crap that messed us up. If it was not that, it's other life experiences when we were kids. A lot of stuff that happened to us is early on when we were kids, like anywhere up to probably 10, 11, 12. I don't think once we started hitting the teen years, that became a different era of screwed up. Between that age group, that's when we started really doing the weird, horrible shit that screwed us up. As an example, I would hang out with friends. We would hear stories, adult stories, see stuff on TV. Remember this one time, me and a friend of mine were out playing and started talking. Hey, did you hear about this? Is back when weed was just becoming like a thing. It's the dare and all that stuff. Did you want to try some grass? And we were like, I don't know, 10 maybe, and we took it as that. It was grass. So we got this old paper bag, wrapped a bunch of grass inside it, and we tried to smoke it. And I tell you what, if that's what you think grass is growing up, and that's your experience, it will keep you off of it for at least, I don't know, till you're 14, 15, till you can finally learn what it actually is. Because that is the worst thing ever. There was this other time where we were playing down by a creek somewhere, and we found this old 6-pack. It's like 3 left of like a PBR beer. I don't know if you know beers, but it's a beer on its own, fresh. Probably doesn't taste the super best. And this one was probably, if I had to guess, 20 years old. Cracked them open, we drank them, and it was instant puke, headache. It was bad. Another experience that probably definitely kept me off alcohol for quite a long time. Oh, you know what? Since we're on the subject, how about chewing tobacco? This one, my dad did a good thing here, but he was chewing one day and I said, Dad, can I try? And he probably knew I wasn't going to like it. So he said, yeah, here, just take a dip, fill it right up. So we put it in our mouth because we're thinking Big League Chew because that's what we grew up with. So we were eating that and he says, wow, give it a swallow. That's good stuff. So I swallow it and it's like, oh my God. It's just puking and barfing and just the burning in my nose. It was everywhere. Maybe that was a good lesson he taught me. I still don't chew. I've tried it off and on, and it almost ends the same way. I just can't tolerate it. Probably doesn't help that I'm always like 12-pack in before I start chewing. So just little things that mess us up. What else we got? You ever hear this? You're running along a moving train, you jump on the ladder, wherever you can grab a hold of and ride it. We used to do that to go down to the store, down to the park, shortcuts basically. Jump off into a pile of rocks, damn near kill yourself. There's so many times that we messed each other up. I don't even know why. Why would we even do it? So, and what else was there? I think we're on to bad childhood stories. See, this all stems from early on stuff. You play video games, you get bored, and you advance. So we did things like innocent vandalizing, but like one time we put condoms all over this lady's tree. We thought it was funny. She did not. She tried to chase us down. We hid, we ran. She eventually must have figured out who we were, because when we all got home, Mom was sitting there waiting with cop, and we had to answer to this. That wasn't a fun day. There was that. Bunch of kids in the north, nothing to do, I guess. As I got older, I was definitely in my 20s. Not really my fault, though. For whatever reason, we went to Meijer because, we were going to go have a barn fire in the field and just hang out and drink. So we went to go get some alcohol at the local grocery store. It was just built in this farm field. And one of these guys that was with us, he was a farmer. So he was all pissed off that this store took farmland to build this store. So he went in there, after we've been in there for a little while, he went in there all crazy, started ranting and racial slurs. I mean, I don't know if this guy was drunk or out of his mind. I didn't really know him. So he knocked down a whole row of shelves, and he had cops, everything all over the place. I just went about my business, walked away, bought my alcohol, walked out the door. Then they all took off. The rest of them were smart and took off. I'm coming outside, and all of a sudden I hear this car just peeling around the corner. It comes down up behind me and says, "Jump on the hood." It's like, what the hell do you mean jump on the hood? They just kept going. I was not going to jump onto a moving vehicle. So I just kept walking, figure I could make it down there by foot. And then the cops come pulling up behind me. They said, "Get in." It's like, oh, crap. So I get in. They must have somehow knew where everybody was at, because we went right to the house, and I didn't know where anybody was at. We were just sitting there. I think they must have known somebody ducked off in the field, because they were overlooking the whole field, asking me questions. I didn't know anybody in this group, so their questions didn't go nowhere with me. Kept going and going. This probably took hour and a half before they finally gave up and took me back to where I was staying. So yeah, that was fun, but it was still fun. Still a fun story to tell. So we survived. We made it through. I did get banned from the store. I don't know if it was indefinitely or not. Never did go back, so I don't know. That's about it on that. And what else I got for you? I think that could be some of the most fun parts of my youth. It does get a little more interesting as I get older, not as crazy, a lot less cops involved. If there's any stories you guys got that you want to share, I will be starting to do these interview things once I get it more down packed, a little better quality maybe. If not, I might just start doing it. It will be by Zoom though. So if you want to share anything or talk, that's fine. I mean, I'll just listen to your funny stories for a change, and other people probably have a good laugh too. So shoot me an email or hit me up on Facebook. I'm trying to get on most of the social medias, so you'll be able to find me on those eventually. Hit a good review on the pages wherever you check out your podcasts on. And then, yeah, definitely give me some ideas. I need ideas, otherwise you just hear me talking about my past, and I've only got someone who screwed up stories. Try not to make new ones, but if I have to, I'll do it for you guys. All right? So since I always have weird facts at the end of my shows, I'm going to keep going until someone says not to do it. But did you know that humans are capable of echolocation, like a bat or a whale? You see, blind people can do it. Like they do snaps or click sounds, and it echoes back so they can determine their surroundings. There is that. You have to practice it. You have to get good at it. And also, our swimming abilities. We have a natural dive reflex. When our face goes in the water, like in cold water or whenever we hold our breath, our heart slows down, the blood vessels narrow to conserve oxygen. It's true. I don't know why, but you gotta wonder, why do we have all these abilities that basically a whale could do or something like that? Were we maybe mermaid people at one time? Or mer people, whatever you call them? Maybe there's a reason. Maybe the reason our body can do all these things that maybe we just lost touch with. So there's a couple of interesting facts about humans. So look it up. Maybe we'll find something interesting. All right. I think I'm going to call that a wrap. We managed to make it through the whole show without being political. I can't guarantee that it'll happen on the next one, because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on with the next couple of days. So I might mention a little bit here and there, but I'll try not to beat it to death. And catch me on episode 7. It's only going to get better, people. And hopefully I'll have someone to talk to. If not, you get this all over again, so you're welcome. I'm Rob, and it's been fun talking at you.